loser. Let us know where you've seen it in the comments down below. But for now, let's get on with the show. Hi guys, welcome to Ask the Camera Guy. My name is Steven the Camera Guy, and today we're going to be talking about filters. So today we're going to be talking about filters. And when I say filters, I don't mean the ones that you put on your tap, not your greater filter. I'm talking about filters that go in front of your camera lenses, all right? Now, today we're going to be discussing two specific type of filters for cameras. So, if you're not like technically inclined, yeah, you can listen anywhere, right? All right, so the first type of filter we have is an ND filter. And what an ND filter does is it cuts down the amount of light that goes to the camera, all right? And you might wonder, like, why the heck would you want to cut down the amount of light coming into your camera, Steven? And the reason for that is because sometimes to get creative effects, like, you know, if you want the clouds to be having, like, moving across the sky, and you want to see a path, and you want the water to be nice and smooth and still and so on, like, having the shutter very, very slow is one way you could do that, and an ND filter would actually help with that. Now, the reason I use ND filters has more to do with, like, me doing flash photography, or if we're shooting outside in the daytime with cameras, like say on a beach, and there's way too much light coming into the camera, we could cut down the light with an ND filter. Now, when I use it for strobes, it's a little different, because when I use it for strobes, we use it so that we can keep our shutter speed at like 1/200th of a second, and then use these filters to cut down the rest of the light so that we don't have to shoot at like f8 or f11 to compensate. All right, so ND filters, they work well. They allow you to shoot very slow shutter speeds in the middle of the day. They also could work in the night as well, you know, but that's if you really want like really long shutter speed, like really, really, really long and slow shutters, all right? So like 3 minutes, you know, to 3 hours, you know, the ND filter could help. Right, so ND filters, they come in a couple of different varieties. They're cheap ones, they're very expensive ones, and usually have less color cast. They also come in different intensities. Some would drop the amount of light down by 1 stop, which is basically cutting the light in half. If you drop it down by 2, which is cut the light down in 1/4, and you know, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. So ND filters, they're very, very useful if you want to have a very slow shutter speed, a very long shutter speed with a lot of light present, all right? Now, the second type of filter I want to talk to you guys about is a polarizing filter. Now, these come in different varieties. There are square ones that are definite, and there are also circular polarizers. The thing with circular polarizers is that they are used to cut down polarizing light. Now, I'm not going to get deep into the whole what is polarizing light. Just know that it takes care of reflections. So when you have something like light bouncing off of an object at a right angle, like so the sun is on my right, like so, and I have my polarizer, it would actually stop things from bouncing off. So like if there's light on my hand coming at a right angle, it will cut down the light. Now, why is this useful? It's useful because if you're looking at something like the sea in the middle of the day and the sun is right overhead, it's at a right angle to the camera, and you could cut down a lot of that specular light that bounces off and kind of ruins the actual color of the water. It actually works on blues really well, which is like things like the sky. It works on the water really well because, again, water reflects the sky, so it's still working on the sky. And it also works well on foliage, like green grass or trees or anything like that. You use a polarizer and you could kind of bring back a lot of that green into the green grass. But again, it only works if the light is coming from a right angle to the camera. So if the light is on the right or on the left, it's going to work perfectly. If it's right at the top of the sky, it's going to work really, really good. But if you're facing into the light, if the light is coming from behind the subject, if you're looking into the light, the polarizer is not going to do much. One other thing that the polarizer could do is it could cut reflections out of shiny surfaces. So for example, say you are looking into a store and there is a big glare that's stopping you from seeing into the store, like there's light bouncing from on the glass right into your camera. You could use a polarizing filter to cut some of that bouncy light off and really stop a lot of the reflection coming back into your camera and be able to see right through the glass, all right? So polarizing filters are useful. There are ways around them. They could get quite expensive as well. This is BMW, so this is like one of the more expensive brands. But what I found is that the expensive ones, they hold up to a lot more abuse. And sometimes when we buy camera gear, we're really buying camera gear that could stand up to a lot of hard work. Falls, dents, water, you know, baby mama drama. It just goes a lot of different ways. So again, hope you guys learned something. Remember, there's the ND filter, there's a polarizing filter. These are just two types of filters. There are many other types. They are very stylized filters that we're not gonna get into, but these are some that I find most useful. Again, when it comes to these filters as well, one thing that I should note is that they come in different radiuses. So this is a 77mm one for a radius on the top of a lens that is 77 millimeters. Like you have to have a diameter of 77 millimeters on the lens, and also they also come in 67 millimeters, 50 millimeters. Now what I would always suggest is that you buy the bigger size, which might be a little bit more expensive, and then use these things called step down rings that adapt these filters to the type of diameter lens that you have. So if you have a 50mm, you could use this 77mm and use a couple step down rings, and you could put it right in front of the lens. Now, depending on how far it is, I've recognized that sometimes this doesn't work as flawlessly as they think it works, but it saves a lot of money, especially if you're starting out. You could just buy one filter and then just use it on all your lenses. All right, so again, this has been Ask the Camera Guy, guys. I've been Stephen Smith. Please like, share, and subscribe, and also click the bell button if you want to see more future episodes from us. And as usual, peace, no gang signs. Secret confession, I don't walk with my camera on vacation.